Welcome to the show. Today, we're diving deep into the crypto adoption dilemma. You know, that tricky issue of whether holding crypto versus selling for a quick profit ultimately affects market growth.
I'm totally ready for this. So what's the big picture here? Is it really a choice between quick gains and long-term stability?
Exactly. It's like a tug of war. On one side, you've got the urge to take profits during bull runs. Sellers, often called paper hands, liquidate at peaks.
Right.
On the other side, you've got the diamond hands who hold on, believing that keeping assets in the market bolsters stability and drives adoption steadily.
I see. And it really matters because when too many decide to sell, the market gets flooded and prices tank, scaring off potential new users.
Yeah, exactly. When large volumes are dumped, especially by big institutional players, prices drop rapidly, which can cause panic among newer investors. It's like if you overwater a plant, it just wilts, right? Too much water, the roots can't hold on.
That's a neat analogy, albeit a bit off in the plant world, but it paints the picture. So we're really talking about both individual investor habits and massive institutional moves that shape the market, correct?
Right. And it's not just about individuals. Institutional investors like large funds or even governments can really sway market sentiment. In fact, we've seen examples where, say, the German government sold 60 million worth of Bitcoin in one day, which put the market into a tailspin.
Wow, that's huge. And when that happens, it must ripple through the entire ecosystem, discouraging, newcomers from getting involved.
Exactly. If the market is roaring back and then suddenly crashes, it creates fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It turns potential adopters away because the risk looks too high. It's like, you might say it creates a snowball effect of volatility, right?
Right? And volatility is a major factor here. Even though volatility is kind of expected in any market, the crypto scene seems almost to live and breathe it, given its young state.
Absolutely. And it's interesting because the way blockchain and crypto are built gives us the potential for a really stable future. But the present decision of whether to sell for profit or hold is, well, a delicate balancing act.
Yeah. And if I'm understanding correctly, holding on to digital assets, or hodling as they say, is seen as key to building confidence in the technology's real-world use, right?
Right, exactly. It's like saying, I believe in the long-term potential of blockchain and crypto. When people hold, they help stabilize prices, which in turn builds confidence among users and potential adopters.
Yes. And there's also an educational component to this, isn't there? Like, new adopters need to understand that crypto isn't just a get-rich-quick scheme.
Exactly. It really is about education. Crypto adoption is not only about who owns Bitcoin or Ether, it's also about integrating blockchain into everyday finance and business operations. The real promise of blockchain lies in its transparency and security.
So if I'm getting this right, it's not solely the speculative aspect, but the transformative potential of blockchain technology that should drive the adoption curve.
Right on. Think about it. Even though early adopters have made millions and the temptation for quick profit is enormous, even meme coins have made some millionaires, the long-term vision should not be lost. It's almost like building a house. You can't just focus on decorating the living room if the foundation isn't solid.
Yeah. But isn't there a risk here? I mean, if too many investors hang on excessively to their assets, might that limit liquidity and prevent healthy trading volumes?
Well, that's a fair question. And while liquidity is important, the key here is moderation. Holding or hodling provides stability, but an occasional strategic profit-taking can also inject healthy market activity without infusing panic. It's about a balanced, gradual approach, like selling a bit every month instead of all at once.
So in essence, responsible selling could be compared to a controlled burn in forestry. It clears out the overgrowth without destroying the entire forest ecosystem.
Exactly. It's like that controlled process. The idea is to encourage growth rather than risk a market crash. If every investor panics and sells, it's a lose-lose scenario.
And speaking of institutional investors, we saw that Bitcoin ETFs and big players like BlackRock are now, heavily influencing the market. Their long-term strategies tend to stabilize things, right?
Yes, indeed. BlackRock, for instance, managing over $22 billion in crypto, plays a major role. Their funds, and now the addition of Bitcoin and Ether ETFs, help draw in stability by bringing in more measured, long-term investment rather than knee-jerk reactions.
That's interesting. But wouldn't you say, even with these mega players, there's still a tension? What if these institutions suddenly decide to liquidate large positions? That could send the market spiraling, right?
Oh, definitely. And that's where the delicate balance lies. Their actions can either boost market confidence or, if they pull out, can lead to significant slumps. It's a bit of a double-edged sword, really. While they bring liquidity and stability, their sheer weight can also destabilize if not managed responsibly.
Yeah, that's a tricky balance indeed. It almost sounds like crypto adoption then is as much about psychology as it is about economics and technology. The fear and excitement in the market play a huge role.
Right, absolutely. Emotions run high in crypto, and that's why, during periods of rapid price increases, you see a rush to cash out. And then, when prices drop, everybody scrambles to re-enter, which only adds to the volatility. It's like riding a roller coaster that never seems to end.
And that roller coaster ride keeps out many potential new users who might be hesitant to jump on board, given the wild swings.
Exactly. It creates a sort of self-reinforcing dilemma. If investors keep selling, prices fall, which in turn blankets the market with uncertainty. New users see the dips and wonder if crypto is too risky for mainstream adoption.
Yeah, and that's why strategies like staking rewards and tokenomics, designed for long-term holding, become important tools. They incentivize holders to stick around rather than constantly sell.
Definitely. Those rewards act a bit like interest payments, encouraging people to hold on, thereby reducing the overall volatility. It sends a message: stay invested and you might actually get more out of this in the long run.
Sounds promising. It does. But here's a thought. Isn't there a risk that in promoting a long-term hold strategy, we might inadvertently discourage necessary market corrections? What do you think?
That's a valid critique. There is a need for market corrections to adjust over-optimism. However, too many corrections or panic-induced sell-offs aren't healthy either. We need a measured approach where corrections are allowed, but panic selling is minimized.
Right, that makes sense. It's all about finding that sweet spot, isn't it? Where profit-taking can coexist with strategies that promote growth and stability.
Exactly. In the grand scheme of crypto adoption, the goal is to build a self-sustaining ecosystem where every sale and every hold contributes to a larger narrative of stability and growth. The decisions of both individual holders and institutional giants shape the future of crypto.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. And as more people and institutions understand this interplay, hopefully the hype will shift from quick profits to appreciating the inherent value of the technology, right?
Absolutely. It's about education and a long-term vision. If new investors see crypto as a transformative tool to support secure financial transactions rather than just a speculative asset, adoption curves will naturally rise.
Absolutely. So protecting that ecosystem ultimately helps in making crypto a reliable part of the mainstream financial landscape.
Precisely. And that's the challenge and the beauty of the crypto world. Balancing profit-taking with market growth, while educating everyone to look beyond instant gains. If we get that right, we might see crypto maturity that benefits not just a few, but society as a whole.
What an insightful discussion. Thanks for breaking it down. It really shows that in crypto, every decision ripples across the entire ecosystem.
Absolutely. And as we move forward, it's on all of us, investors, institutions, and enthusiasts, to shape a future where crypto isn't just profit-driven, but also growth-driven and sustainable. Thanks for the great chat.